Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of The Force of Flow, where we're going to talk about how equity matters. My special guest today is Deliana Mineva. I met her in our coaching course, IPEC, where we each were each other's clients and coaches. We also both signed up for something called Coach Finder, a website offering a variety of services to potential clients using our core energy coaching. Deliana is a success and business growth coach and inspires entrepreneurs to think big and turn their passion into profit. Feeling empowered, seeing opportunities, and making conscious decisions is what it's all about for her. Welcome, Deliana.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Deliana. I'm so glad to welcome you to the show and really excited to hear what you have to tell our listeners today and what you're doing as a coach, helping those entrepreneurs. It sounds really amazing. Can you tell us a bit more about what that looks like?
Yes, of course. Thank you for the invitation. First, thinking big means living your dreams, no more and no less. Thinking big means losing your fear of failure. Be aware of your life and business vision and what to put absolute passion and creativity into. It often happens, especially in business, that entrepreneurs start something without this clear vision and get lost in everyday topics. Unfortunately, without a clear picture of our life and business, it makes us feel like we are going around in a circle and not achieving anything essential. We start to compare ourselves with competitors and think only about how to fulfill financial plans based on statistic surveillance. Businesses thrive only on passion. Without it, we are doomed to feel a sense of failure, emptiness, or powerlessness and see nothing but problems that we could not overcome. In my coaching, I focus on two main factors. The first factor is is the basis for success, and this is the passion that drives us. The second factor is our attitude towards money and prosperity. It's no secret that our bank account is a mirror of our soul. It shows how we feel about ourselves and how much we believe in our abilities, which affects, of course, our chances of success. By building with the client a solid base and vision that they can put passion into and removing their blocks to success and money, one is capable of miracles. My clients can finally unfold their full potential by connecting with their dreams and mastering their authentic personal and leadership styles. And this brings them feeling of empowered. They start to see opportunities instead of problems and cultivating a positive money mindset that helps them to achieve financial freedom, fulfillment, and joy as a result. To summarize this, thinking big leads to extraordinary and sustainable success.
I really like what you said at the end, this sustainable success. You know, how often we set goals for ourselves or we imagine how it can be and how we can move forward, but we lose our momentum at certain points in time. But what you've described here, number one, with our authentic personal and leadership styles, but this sustainable success, that really resonates. So, Deliana, A couple of weeks ago, you and I met and we discussed a little bit about International Women's Day and how this was relatively new for me. I didn't have this awareness until I moved to Europe in 2020. But you've grown up with this topic. Can you share with us in which way this impacted you?
Yes, of course, with pleasure. So I grew up in Bulgaria, and this time Bulgaria had no Mother's, no Father's Day, no Saint Valentine. There was only this Women's Day on March 8th. It was a big holiday for us, and it was magical. The streets, I remember the streets and restaurants were full of overdressed women carrying flowers and receiving gifts from husbands, colleagues, and children. We prepared gifts at school or made cards for our mothers and grandmothers as a child. This holiday is dedicated to women because women are the driven force in society, and this is a clear and undeniable fact. I grew up feeling that women were unique and valuable and had power and authority over everything, regardless of their position at work. It is the woman who do most of the work. And this holiday is not because one day a year a woman is essential, but to show that what a woman does is not go unnoticed. Even to the contrary, it is known that without a woman, there is no society, no family, and no man will have the status he decided on. And I was really shocked when I came to Germany in 2000 and realized that women do not have the same special status here. Instead of being valued and respected for their contribution to the family and society, they must fight for the recognition they deserve. And now, 23 years later, in 2023, I still hear the same discussion about equality. Women are not equal to men. Women carry society on their shoulders. This is the truth, and it needs no proof. And you ask me in what way this topic has impacted me. I think the greatest gift that this day and its meaning have given me is that I have never compared myself to men, and it never occurred to me to struggle to be equal to them. If I had tried to become the equal of my male colleagues, I would never have been as exceptional at work, and above all, I would not have had the power without words to inspire other women to love themselves. Thanks to the meaning of this day, I have retained my exceptionality, and this is expressed in tremendous creativity, empathy, and seeing the big picture and everything that lies behind it. It gave me the freedom and the permission to be myself.
Deliana, if I can ask an extra question in here, because I'm just fascinated with that, what you've just told us. You know, not having to spend the time as a woman to prove oneself, you know, one's worth, one's value. What do you think here? What's one thing that needs to happen that would improve woman's status in Germany?
I think as long as we see only the gender, we are not able to see the talents and the uniqueness of the other person. I think this is maybe the first step to stop thinking or talking about women, men, or diversity. Right now, this is also a topic. I'm sure this is not the way to remove these two genders. and talk about diversity to make people equal, because in my opinion, we are not equal. And everyone is unique. Everyone has special talents and gifts, and the society and the world needs these gifts. Yes, I think the step is just stop seeing in the other people their gender and start seeing their gifts.
Well put. When you were growing up, and even today, Deliana, who were some of your male or female role models and why?
Well, I was lucky enough to grow up in a family where both men and women could choose to do what they loved and what they were passionate about. I grew up thinking that the only difference between people is how much work they put into achieving their dreams, and that we have just different desires and talents. And gender has only been the subject of the idea that women should have it easy in life and men should be able to handle it. But for both men and women in my family, education is the most significant wealth that cannot be lost or stolen, and it opens up many opportunities and the right to a more excellent range of choices.
You know, when you talk about education as being the only wealth, all sorts of images are floating around in my head because, I grew up in the United States and I was privileged enough due to the fact that my mother was a teacher in a private school that my brother and I were able to attend that school as well. And with time, I noticed, that this was exactly an issue that we face. That education has become a symbol of, are we wealthy enough to be able to afford it? That this is something that not all people have access to, and I find that so sad. But this is such an important topic. I know I've deviated a little bit, but I'm so glad that you highlighted that. So I would like to hear, Deliana, in your life, what are some of the biases that you've had to overcome as a woman, and how were you able to overcome them?
Well, thinking of my life before becoming a business coach, I had a degree in interior architecture and worked in this industry for 15 years. And what comes up to me it was very shocking to me when I applied for a job as a site manager to be flat out rejected for the position because I quote, when you talk about this position, everyone imagines a fat man in his mid-50s shouting at the construction site. And it was shocking to be in this interview and to hear this. And how I dealt with this situation, I believed in the law of attraction, and that if I wanted something, the universe would arrange itself for me. I knew what I wanted and why, and I knew I had the talent for this job, and I didn't let prejudice people discourage me. I would say it was really difficult to not be discouraged. But and most of all, I knew who I was and who I wanted to become, and I focused to achieve it.
It's really inspiring. If you could give one piece of advice to the next generation of girls and women, what would you tell them?
Well, I would say follow your heart, it knows the way. Ask yourself every time you start to do something, if I would love myself truly, what would I do? and make a plan to achieve the answer. Because living your dream ultimate self-love and freedom of being exceptional, and gives you the permission to stop comparing yourself with others. It doesn't matter with men or with other women. Just being yourself.
Truly inspiring words, Deliana. And I have to say, you've opened up my eyes to new things, and I'm really excited that there are women like yourself who have now come forward and shared your story with us. Thank you so much for your time and for doing this.
Thank you for the invitation and for being here, Jennifer.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to write us anytime. You have my email address as well. And if there's anything that we can address, we will do so in another episode. And the questions will also be forwarded to Deliana herself. I am truly humbled and just sitting here with a smile on my face. I can't wait to hear more stories from exceptional women. Thank you for your guys' time. Thank you for listening. And may the force of flow be with you all. Until the next time. Bye-bye.